right. It's 11 o'clock. It ain't 8 o'clock. How y'all doing this morning?
Good.
All right. I think most of you guys are 14 to 18. Am I right with the age group? So what's that, freshman, sophomore, junior? You got any seniors? Seniors? Who in here knows what college they want to go to? What college you want to go to?
Manchester University.
Manchester. What college you want to go to?
Ball State.
Ball State, Church. University of Michigan. Ball State, Church. I just graduated. I went to Ball State in 1990. Made a whole bunch of bad decisions because I didn't have people like the Esther Academy talking to me. And so I thought I knew everything. And I went in 1990 and I walked away in 1994 without completing my degree. And I just walked across the stage July 21st, 2018. So after 24 years. Yeah. So after 24 years of life happening and me making bad choices and me making excuses because life kept on happening, school became a distant thought. While I still had to work because I had a family I had to take care of, I had to put school on the back burner. And so it's great that they have a program like this that's talking to you guys early so that you can take school serious, because it is. And it's going to be very important that while you may not be the best student, you be the best you that you can be as a student, because that's what's going to get you to your next. There's a lot of great jobs out there. Some require a whole bunch of skills. Some require a high school diploma, and they pay well. But today I want to talk to you guys about, I got a bunch of great resources for you guys that I'm going to get to you so you got some take home. But I want to talk to you about middle skill jobs. Who can tell me what they think middle skill jobs may mean? Somebody. And it ain't no, look, if you get it wrong, that's okay, because this is information that you guys need to know. So somebody, there you go.
Mental skill jobs, like, be specific, like, I don't know, like working in the office, data entry, like things like that.
Did you see my PowerPoint? You sure? That's a pretty good first stab at it. So they found that they have 272 middle skill jobs. These are jobs that require more than a diploma, but less than an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree. And while some of you may know what school you want to go to, some of you may not know, and that's okay. You'll figure that out. But then there may be some of you who know that, you know what, college is just not for me. And I think there's been a huge disservice to our young people, because the United States of America has been a big pusher of everybody should go to college. And we got a lot of kids that come from the neighborhoods that we come from who went, who should have never been there because they wasn't ready. You got to be ready. And what we got to start doing now is, if you're a senior, your senior year, you need to be preparing to be a freshman your senior year, so that when you get to be a freshman, you stay there. That's why we fail. We don't prepare ourselves for our next opportunity. That's why I walked away from school. I had a full ride scholarship, everything paid for, and I didn't complete it. You would say, man, something wrong with you. I had everything paid for, books, room and board, food, all of that. And I still didn't take care of what I needed to take care of, because nobody instilled in me how important school was. And the number one thing was finishing what you started. So many times we start stuff and we get discouraged because it don't go right the first time, or it didn't happen how we thought it was going to happen, or life throws us a curveball, or somebody comes and knocks our tower over after we put in all this work, and we get frustrated and we quit. You can't quit. You got to take that on the chin and man up, or woman up, and do what you need to do, because if God gave it to you in a dream, or he put it in your heart to do, then don't you throw that away. Don't you squander away that. He gave that to you for a reason, because he wants you to do something for him with what he gave you. And so every time that you walk away from something that was on your heart to do and you don't finish it, you're doing a disservice to him, but you're doing a disservice to somebody that's going to come behind you that need what you got. So I need y'all to finish what you start and finish strong. So with those middle skill jobs, they have a lot of certifications. They got a lot of trainings that you can get for free. You don't need no money. Some of us, our mama and them ain't got it. Don't mean that they don't want you to go to college. They just ain't got it. I got some information that can help you get it. Ivy Tech is free. All of this front and back information on certifications that you can get in middle skill jobs, starting off at from anywhere from 30,000 up to 80K a year. And you ain't have to go to school for 4 years and incur $80,000 worth of debt. This is free. It's between Ivy Tech, and then I got some information on Vincennes, who has some. They got a Vincennes school here out by Decatur Central High School that does training as well. And so I want to give you guys that. She was talking to you guys about soft skills. Y'all want these? I work for employability, and we're the Workforce Development Board for Marion County. And we put together this program for 16 to 24-year-olds. Some of you may not be able to get into it, but you can start thinking about it. And it's called Job Ready Indy. And it's an employability skills program. And as you can see, we have 6 badges. You earn those. It's about 30 to 35 hours worth of training. You go through the training. It's free. You get a workbook that you get to work in, put all your information in. It's all over the city. When you go to that jobreadyindy.com website, you'll be able to see what organization is providing it in your neighborhood if you are 16, between 16 and 24. And I went through the training myself, and I think that I pretty much know all that you need to know about workforce development. And I learned so much going through the training, and it was for 16 and 24-year-olds. I'm 46 and I learned something. So if you got anything in your body that you know that you want to be successful as far as employment, I would strongly suggest that you take these, sign up to take this class. It also links you to the Merit Summer Employment Program. It's called Project Indy. It'll create an electronic resume for you. There's over 140 employers that I went out and some of my counterparts went out and made partnerships with that want to hire young people, and they'll be able to see you. They'll have direct access to you. They'll be able to, what's your name? Jamera. They'll be able to say, I like Jamera's career something. Oh man, she does, she volunteers here. They'll be able to see you, and they'll be able to say, you know what? We want her to come work for our establishment. It's jobs from minimum wage up to $13, $14 an hour that's on this website. So if you guys are looking for employment and you're between that age, you're age ready as far as work, I strongly suggest that you take that stuff up. I got some other stuff that I'm gonna give you. I got some pocket resumes. So to keep with you. Sometimes when we go to interviews, we forgot the last time we worked or when we quit. You're gonna have all of that. You'll be able to use that. And for those of you who ain't working yet, you can put your community service or your volunteer work on here. And it's small enough that you can put it in your back pocket. You don't have to worry about lugging around no folder. And you can keep up with your information. I've been to several interviews and I couldn't remember when I started or when I finished. This will help you with that. Now, do all of y'all have a pen and paper? I got 3 questions I want to ask y'all, and then I'm done. Find something to write. And I'm going to ask these questions today. You don't have to answer them today, but I'm going to follow up, and I'm going to see if you guys answer them to see what you guys put down, to see how I can help you guys even more. So the first question is, what do you want to do as far as a career? What type of a job do you want to have? What type of a career do you want to have? That's the first question. You don't have to answer it now, think about it. Because you might want to do 2 or 3 things. So what do you want to be, or what do you want to do as far as a career? Ready for the second one? The second question is, who that you see, or who do you look up to that is doing what you want to do? So when I was playing basketball, I wanted to be like Mike. So it was Michael Jordan. So I watched everything that he did. I watched every video. I watched every game because that's who I wanted to be like. So who is it that you see that when you look at them, they make you feel good on the inside? You like, that's it. That's what I want. And the third question is, what similarities do you have right now with that person? What are the similarities? What do you do alike? What do you see in yourself that you see in that person right now? And you know what? I'm going to throw a bonus in there. What are the differences? The fourth one would be, what's the differences? So you know what y'all gotta like. What's the differences? What don't you do like that? Because those are the things that you need to start doing. And I'm gonna follow up. We'll see what you guys put down. Like I said, I got some other stuff as well. I got some other program information. I'll make sure that they get this stuff passed out to you guys so that you guys can go. There's a lot of other programs that do work-based learning where you can go around the city, and there's 6-week programs during the summer, 5-week programs during the school year. And you guys can go and work on, once you decide what it is or what career it is that you want to do, you can get signed up in some of those programs so that you guys could get that experience that you need. Thank you guys for allowing me to come and speak to you. Do anybody have any questions before I go?
Okay, so when did you go to Ball State for your first time going to Ball State? When did you go on scholarship?
Basketball and stuff. See, I had to double.
Okay, so since you did basketball, did you have so you know how there's athletic trainers that help with the team and stuff? You have any connections with any athletic trainers?
Come on.
I don't, but I can. If you're serious about it, I'll do it for you.
We talked
All
about
right.
connection.
Yeah, for real.
Come on,
For
network.
real. No,
We talked about that. Come on.
Because actually, I just had a co-worker's son who just graduated from IUPUI with a degree in that. And so I just I got a friend that worked at ATI Therapy. And so I was able to connect him and he got a job. So I can make it happen.
Come on.
All
Come on,
right.
connection.
All right.
Come
Anybody else?
What was your major?
My major? Ooh, let's see. My freshman year, it was accounting. My sophomore year, it was secondary education. My junior year, it was criminal justice. My senior year, it was, I don't even know.
So how was people just, that's what I'm going down there for.
It was cool at the time, but you gotta think too, so I'm glad, like I said, I love that they got this program and they working with y'all, because you gotta do your homework. I let somebody tell me that criminal justice was gonna be a great field, and at the time, everybody was talking about how all these people was getting locked up, so I'm like, man, I'm always have a job. It's a low ceiling. If you ain't ready to go to school 6 to 8 years, where you can make some real money, it's a low ceiling, because it's only certain jobs that you can do.
I'm
So,
going to keep going. I'm not
okay,
going.
there we go then.
FBI or training.
Oh, yeah, you got it then. It's good. Yeah, but I love criminal justice, and for me, I started off in accounting, and I got a 2.99, and you had to have a 3.0, and they kicked me out of accounting, and I was so hurt. I cried to my guidance counselor. I was crying. I wanted to be an accountant so bad. I love math. And she was like, I don't think you would have been good at that. And I'm like, why not? She was like, you're a people person. And accountants kind of stick to themselves. They're real quirky. They stay in cubicles, and I'm like, that ain't. I don't walk around with a pocket protector, and I don't do that. So, but I found that I like helping people, and so that's why I got into secondary education. But because of what I had, my commitments to basketball, I couldn't do none of my out-of-class assignments, because from 8 in the morning until 10 at night, I was occupied with sport. I had class all day, practice, and study tables. And so I never had time to do it. So after 2 years of taking a bunch of college classes, I'm like, man, I'm not finna start all over again. So what can I do that got all of those classes that I can go into? And then I went into criminal justice because I knew that I could work with juveniles and criminal justice. And I did. I worked in juvenile corrections for 10 years. I worked with adults for 5. My kids ended up being adults, and I worked with them as adults. And so that's why you gotta have the right mindset, because some of us can't change where we live at. We can't change who our parents are. We can't change none of that. And so that's why you gotta make sure that you got the right mindset and your heart is right. Because while I used to think that I was a product of my environment, I'm from the west side of Chicago. Stats say I ain't supposed to be here. I'm 46. Say I ain't supposed to be here, but I made it.
Yeah.
And it was only because I changed my mindset. I didn't change my neighborhood. I wasn't a product of my neighborhood. I was a product of who I looked up to. And so that's why I asked you guys to find out, who is it that you look up to? Who is it that you want to be? And then that's who you chase after. You let them be your standard bearer, and then you chase them, and then you pass them. And if you answer those questions truthfully and you think about them, everything that you guys want, you can have it. I promise you that. Because life is like a vending machine. You see them chips in there, they cost $1.75. You can't get them unless you pay $1.75. So whatever life y'all talking about y'all want, y'all not gonna get it if you don't put the price, if you don't pay the right price. Thank you guys.
Thank you.